Hey, how we doing, everyone? Rings of Earth looks like is first in here. All right, yeah, let's get this started. It's a beautiful day outside today. Um, it'd be nice, if you could actually go out and do things. But yeah, it's very beautiful outside here in Northeast Ohio, anyway. So yeah, how you guys doing? What are you up to today? All that good stuff. What coaster would you be riding today? If you were able to. Cat's clawing at the door. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to actually venture out into the world today in a little bit here. Gonna have to go get some groceries, so I'll have to venture out for, the first time in a week and go get some stuff. But here in Ohio, Governor DeWine has extended the stay-at-home order through to May 1st now, which was no surprise. I found that out last night and wasn't a surprise, wasn't a big shock or anything, but it has been extended. And in addition to all of the other um, guidelines in place, the essential businesses that are open also have to limit their capacity. So, like, only a certain number of people allowed in grocery stores and stuff like that. I believe that starts Monday. I don't think that's like an immediate thing, but yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely, just uh, I can't believe these times are real. But yeah. Anyway, enough of me babbling. Yeah, let's talk about coasters, I guess. And so, what would you guys want to ride if you were able? Okay, today is April 3rd. So, what coaster would you possibly be riding today if the park was open? So, out of parks that are would actually be open right now at this time of year, and you were able to go to those parks, what coaster would you want to ride? In Ohio here, like, nothing opens. Kings Island would have opened on April 11th, 8 days from now. So I would have been driving, a week from today. I would have been driving out to Mason, Ohio, to get the first rides on Orion the following day. Um, so that's the next one that I would have been getting on personally. Um, but there's nothing around here that's open right now, just yet. It's still a little bit too early for that. Hey, coaster lover, what's up? How you doing? Absolutely sucks. Yeah, yeah, we all do. It sucks. You'd want to ride Phantom's Revenge. Kennywood's your home park. You ride it every Kennywood visit. Oh, Phantom's Revenge is fantastic. I had to move it up after I rode it again last year, which was it was the first time I rode it, in like 7 years, I believe. And wow. I mean, I remembered it was great, and I had it ranked highly, but I moved it up after I wrote it again because I forgot just how intense it was, like, some of those positive forces, and I remembered the insane ejector airtime for sure. But yeah, that ride's nuts. I love Phantom's Revenge. Rode it 2 times when I visited last year. I would love to get another ride on it, so too many of these, yet once again you are here. Once again, you're here, and there's 14 people watching, so, I beg to differ. You're my favorite coaster YouTuber. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Have I lis Oh, wait, the New Testament album came out? Did that just come out today? Because I was actually going to look real quick on Spotify here and see what new releases came out today because I know there's some good albums coming out today. I believe the new August Burns Red album dropped today. Um, so I was gonna check it out and see what else came out. But yeah, Testament came out. I'll definitely listen to that for sure. I mean, that's a must listen. Um, I'm sure that Testament album is phenomenal because they never disappoint, to be quite honest. So yeah, let's see what we got here. See what all the good stuff is we have today. Wait for that to load. Um, Kings Island used to be my home park. Six Flags Over Texas having the first year round operation. It was going well, but now park is closed. Yeah, yeah. Put a wrench in things for sure. Yes, I saw your comment. I replied to it. You were waiting on Aquaman Power Wave to open. Yeah, that looks like a pretty fun ride. Looks like a fun, a fun water coaster. I get well, I've never actually been on a, you know, like a through and through like actual water coaster. But that looks like it'd be pretty fun. So definitely great for over Texas. Where it gets really hot in the summer. That's definitely a great thing for that park, I think. Metal. Let's see what kind of new releases. Oh yeah, there's Testament. Oh, that's an awesome album cover. Titans of Creation. Yeah, so we got the new August Burns Red album, the new Testament album, the new Red album. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that because I like the singles. And a band called Dynasty. I'll probably check that out too and see what that's all about. So there's not a whole lot of albums that came out today, but a decent amount of solid ones, I think. So definitely looking forward to the August Burns Red and Testament. Absolutely. So Titans of Creation. Yeah, it's an awesome album cover. That's a really cool name, actually. So I definitely look forward to listening to that. I heard the one single that came out. It was great. It was spectacular. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from those guys. They're titans of thrash. They're awesome. Coaster Lover says I'm doing pretty good. It's a really nice day out here in Central Ohio today. 60 degrees and sunny. Yeah, it feels like pretty close to 60 over here. It's really nice out. The sun is shining. Hey, coaster nerds, what's up? Did I ever ride it a Steel Phantom? No, I was too young to have experienced that. Yeah, I would have been like 4, 5. I would have been 5 the last year that the Steel Phantom operated. So, you know, long before I got into coasters, well before I was really able to ride much of anything. So, at that point I was only able to get on like Mine Ride, which was my favorite ride when I was like 5 years old, by the way. So, the queue will be huge, yeah, because the capacity is not that great for Aquaman, and they don't have that turntable, which I don't know why I know why they did it. I mean, it's Six Flags. We'll not get into that, but yeah, they could have really used that turntable on that. I know it was originally supposed to go to Six Flags Dubai, so maybe that's why it doesn't have it. Maybe I don't know. Saying Coaster Junkie, hope I get to ride Steel Curtain this year. I hope you do as well. Hopefully, everything opens up and with pretty good timing, and we still have a little bit of the summer to salvage. Coaster Lover 2001 says, I swear if the coronavirus is still around after June. Well, it will be around after June. I can pretty much guarantee that. Will it be much more under control? I sure hope so. I hope it is much more under control and things start to go back to normal. I think it will still be lingering around though, um, after June. So it's gonna be a while before it like, completely, you know, makes way. You know what I'm saying. Before it's like everything's really like feels like it's back to normal and everything is good to go. So, um, not that I'm an expert, but anyway, I was not even born when Steel Phantom was around. Yeah, a lot of my viewers are probably pretty young. I know a lot of you guys are pretty young, like, you know, even younger than I am. I mean, I'm only 25, but a lot of my viewers are, 20 or even less than that. So that's crazy. A lot of people that watch me probably haven't even probably weren't even born like when Millennium Force opened, which is crazy for me to think about because that's like the farthest back I can remember in terms of like roller coasters, even though I wasn't into roller coasters at that point. I remember going to Cedar Point the year Millennium Force opened and driving into the park and seeing it. And my dad was talking about it. Um, so yeah, craziness. What was the first roller coaster I've ever ridden? Mine was Blue Streak. The first coaster I ever rode was Junior Gemini, and then mine ride was after that. Um, Woodstock Express was in there somewhere too at Cedar Point. I don't know if Woodstock Express was before mine ride. I don't remember. I was 5 years old, but the first big coaster I rode was Blue Streak at Cedar Point. That's what basically got me into coasters. So you were born a few months before Steel Phantom closed. Yeah, you're I figure yeah, you're young, so you're like 20, 21. So Chaos says it feels like now that people are supposed to stay inside, people want to go outside. Well, yeah, I don't think it's so much that. It's just like, people, you know, by nature have just been, free to go out and do whatever whenever they want to. So now that they can't, I mean, it sucks. Obviously, it sucks. So, um, we all really want to get out there and start doing stuff. And, it's really important that everybody follows the guidelines, stays inside, does not leave the house for anything that they do not need to do, only go for the essentials. It's really important that people follow those guidelines because the more everybody follows those things, the quicker we can get over this. And we're not going to get over this. This is going to be around forever if people there are some people who are not doing very good at following the precautions. A lot of people are, but there's a lot of people that aren't. And as long as those people are going to keep going out and continuing to do whatever, and you know there's a lot at risk here. There's a lot at risk. So please just stay inside, wash your hands, keep everything clean. It's just follow the guidelines, stay inside, only leave when you have to. Obviously, if you have to work, you have to go work and everything like that. But other than that, you stay inside, plain and simple. It sucks. It sucks for everybody. Nobody wants to be cooped up inside, especially on beautiful days like this, but do what you got to do. Hmm. Let's see what I missed a lot here. Okay. Have I had to cancel any trips? I'll There's a good chance I'll have to cancel my June trip. Second week of June. It's it's probably going to happen, to be if I'm being completely honest with myself at this point. It's still a possibility, but I don't know. It's not looking too bright. You had to cancel Six Flags Magic Mountain, Barcelona in May. Oh, you have Barcelona in May, and you don't want to cancel Port Aventura, Ferrari Land, and Tibidabo. That would suck to cancel that. You might have to push that back though. May is really pushing it. Really pushing it. You have Holiday World. Let's see. No Panic 9 says I'd be at Busch Gardens, Tampa this week if it weren't for the coronavirus. Have you ever been, and what's your favorite coaster there? I've never been to Busch Gardens Park. Hopefully I can change that in, like next year. I'm probably gonna try to go to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, not Tampa, but Busch Gardens Williamsburg next year. So Coaster Squad says 34 here. I rode Millennium Force at an after prom event our high school threw. Nice, nice. That's awesome. That's pretty sweet. After prom event. Wow. That was late. Did they like keep the park open really really early into the morning for you guys or something? That's crazy. I mean, after prom event, you're talking like getting to the park at like 10 o'clock at the earliest, probably 10 p.m. So unless they did something the day after. Let's see. Coaster Nerd says I had to cancel my trip to Universal Studios Singapore. That's a shame. Chaos says the new SNS restraints, unlike Max Force and Steel Curtain, remind me of the RMC restraints. Yeah, Alan Schilke does work with SNS too, and he's helped with like designs and stuff like that. So there's probably a good reason why they seem very similar because they are very similar. I do when I rode Steel Curtain, I did really like the trains. The trains were designed very well. They're completely open. And I did like their restraints. I thought they were comfy. The shin guards, I've never had a real problem with shin guards myself. I would rather not have them. I don't think they're necessary. But I guess it'd be better without the shin guards, but I didn't have a problem with those trains. Those trains were phenomenal, I thought. So um Theme Park ERT, what's up? Good morning to you. Yeah, I know where you're at. It's only 9:48 right now, so it is kind of early, of a live stream for you. So good morning to you. Okay, I'm losing it. Where'd it go? Ah, there's so many comments. Holy crap. Let's see. Insane Coaster Junkie says he is 20. Says his first big coaster was Ravine Flyer 2 in 2014, and it changed his life forever. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a life-changing ride there. It's awesome. I rode it for the first time in 2009, the year after it opened, actually, which is crazy to think about. But 2009, I rode it the first time. Coaster Lover says I had to cancel my spring break trip to Florida, which would have been last week. I'm really hoping if the parks aren't open by June, I'll be able to just delay my SoCal trip sometime later in the year. Yeah, hopefully that works out for you. A lot of people are just going to have to work through it, delay plans. It is what it is. I mean, there's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. So Ty Reed says, I can't wait to go to Cedar Point, hopefully this year. Sadly, none of my friends like riding roller coasters, so it's just me. Ah, man. That stinks. Get to go to the parks by yourself then. In June of last year, I did a trip all by myself. I drove all by myself all the way from Northeast Ohio, fairly close to Cedar Point, all the way to King's Dominion. And then I drove to Carowinds when I was done at King's Dominion. Altogether, it was like 5 days. I drove like 1,300 miles round trip, all by myself. So, and I had a great time. I I had a fantastic time. It was awesome. I mean, I don't mind going to parks by myself. I really don't. I like going with friends, but I also like going by myself. It's, either way to me, I'm doing stuff that I love doing. So I'm having a great time. And even if I go by myself, I'm always running into people and meeting people, talking about things, just whatever. So, hi, Professor Coaster. What's up? Might go to Knoebels if the virus dies down. All right. Yeah, hopefully soon. Professor Coaster says, I still think that Screaming Eagle should go. I hate the virus. I was going to go to Cedar Point in June. Maybe I still am. Okay. Yeah, Cedar Point actually has on their app, um, they have days scheduled starting June 1st. Their operating calendar, according to the app, starts on June 1st. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think they're hoping to be open then. I still don't know if they will be. They may not, but they're I think they're banking on June right now, at this very moment in time. I think they're probably banking on a June opening, but I don't know. Hello, Alpengeist fan '08. Think roller coasters. I see people making jokes about what if roller coasters are essential? I know they're jokes, but we do need to remember, yeah, roller coasters are not essential. It sucks, a lot of people are sacrificing things right now. Yeah. And obviously amusement parks fall into that huge umbrella. So let's see. Sane Coaster Junkie says so far no trips have been canceled, but there things are on thin ice. Most nervous about my Darien Lake Marineland trip if Disturbed cancels the tour. Yeah. What is that in June? Was that Marineland Darien Lake thing in June? Coaster Squad says we had to stop. We had to hop on a bus at 3 a.m. to drive up, close the park, and drive back late at night from Dayton. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Had to cancel your 3-week Japan trip. Oh, man. That's a big trip. And also BGW King's Dominion spring trip got canceled as well. Oh, man. Great parks there. Great parks. I've never been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg yet, but I know it's a great park. So Gary T says that stinks about June. It looks like Candemonium is complete and they're making good progress on Jersey Devil. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's talk about Jersey Devil. I saw a new update on that yesterday. Wow. They're really coming along with that ride. They're just plowing along. Still working on that. There's a lot of track in place now for Jersey Devil. Um, Even as I speak now, they probably have like, you know, a couple more pieces of track on. I mean, they've been just plowing through with that construction. So, let's see. Favorite RMC Steel Vengeance. Alpengeist fan says Loch Ness Monster is my first coaster, but the coaster that got me into coasters was Alpengeist. Okay, nice. Yeah, I could tell there was some Alpengeist love there, with your username and whatnot. That's awesome. Alpengeist looks great. Coaster Nerd says my first coaster was Coaster Saurus at Legoland, Florida. Nice. Is that the Woody, like the Gravity Group Woody or whatever? Um, the Coaster Saurus. I think it is. Legoland, Florida. Yes, it is. It's a Gravity Group. Okay, one of those family coasters, previously known as Triple Hurricane. Okay. Opened in 2004. Wait, what? It's Martin and Vlemix, or however you say that, but they're kind of. Oh, it was built by GCI. Okay, I see. GCI. That looks like a great little coaster. I mean, oh, it used to have PTCs, and they replaced it with Millennium Flyers. It seems, which is good. I'm glad they have Millennium Flyers on that now because for a ride that small to have those big bulky PTCs is just like doesn't seem necessary. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't look as good as like the Gravity Group family Woodies, but it looks pretty fun. So that's awesome. This was great. I have a work meeting. Enjoy this. Thank you, Coaster Squad. Thank you. See, Coaster Studios just uploaded top 10 weirdest coasters in Japan. I did see that he uploaded it. I didn't have time to watch it before my live stream was scheduled for, though. So, um, Alpengeist fan says I was going to be riding most of those Japanese coasters. Ah, man, that hurts to think about. Insane Coaster Junkie says that this trip is around mid-August, 9th and 10th. Okay. I think things should probably be fine by that point. I mean, I'm really hoping, that's 4 months out. So hopefully things are doing better at that point in time. They won't be back to normal, but hopefully things are doing better. So BGW's your home park, nice. Yeah, Jersey Devil's going up really fast. Alpengeist fan says, "Oh yeah, if you know me, then you know how much I love Alpengeist." Hey, that's awesome. We all have our personal favorite rides. I think I'm probably somewhat well known for loving Ravine Flyer too. It's how I started my channel out, was by reviewing that ride. I'm also really, I'm really in love with Diamondback. I love Diamondback. Um, those are some of my personal favorite rides, and even though they're like, I mean, they are both in my top 10. They're both in my lower top 10, but they're some of the best coasters I've ridden. And even though they're not like, 2, 3 or whatever like that, number 1, 2, or 3, um, there's just something about certain rides where you just like feel you just get obsessed with them and you just feel like this connection to them. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's like they're like personal favorites of mine. They're not the best coasters I've ridden, so I don't rank them as such. Even though they are some of the best I've ridden, but there's just ones that are just like so good that you just become obsessed with. And for me, Diamondback is probably the biggest one, and then Ravine Flyer 2 as well. So, what do I think the next coaster to be removed from Six Flags Magic Mountain is? Well, you're just in luck because a couple weeks ago I did a video discussing which coaster I think will be removed next from every Six Flags park. So go check that out. Hey, Mr. Roller Coaster, what's up? Did I hear about Marineland? Actually, I did hear about Marineland. They're getting 2 new rides. Apparently, that's really good to hear. We don't know what kind of rides they are yet, but that park could really use some investment. The old owner passed away last year, and I guess the wife has taken over, and it sounds like the old guy who owned it was like a cheapskate, but this wife is actually wanting to like invest into the park and actually turn it into something more. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Marineland has in store. I'm sure there's like nothing huge in the works or anything like that, but I think over time they could really build it into something really nice. So yeah, I hope it's not Viper as well. What's my favorite B&M Hyper? Diamondback. I've only been on 2. Diamondback's my favorite. Um, Sorry guys, I keep getting lost in these comments. The live chat does this thing where it just like bounces back and forth even before I like scroll down to certain ones. It'll just scroll all the way down. And then I lose these comments and I have to look for them again. So, um, trying to find where I was at. You think it's going to be Superman? Okay, yeah, I mean that's what I said in my video too. A lot of people didn't agree with that. Those videos are like the most polarizing videos I've ever done. A lot of people don't like my choices. Oh well. I still stick by the decisions I made, because I did put a lot of thought into those decisions. So, Coaster Lover says, I'm 18 years old, born in 2001. My first roller coaster is Sea Dragon at Jungle Jack's Landing in the Columbus Zoo, which, fun fact, is currently the oldest operating roller coaster in Ohio. Okay, yeah. Yeah, every time okay, it's the Columbus Zoo that has a roller coaster. I was thinking that roller coaster was at like a water park in Columbus, and I would talk to people who went to that water park and I'm like, "Wasn't there a coaster there?" And they're like, "I don't remember seeing a coaster." That explains why. Cuz it's at the zoo, not the water park. Um So that's the one, yeah. So it's called Sea Dragon at Jungle Jacks. Okay. Oldest operating coaster in Ohio. Cool. I think it opened in the 50s, I want to say. All right, let's see. They have more of a reason to take down Superman than Viper. I mean, I feel like it too. I'd rather see Superman go, but Tyler Joseph says Scream or Superman. Hello, I-Man. What's up? Did Marineland announce their new rides? No, they haven't. We have no idea what they are yet. Alpengeist fan uploading videos starting this weekend. Nice. Awesome. Coaster Lover 2001 says, I would consider myself to be a Mystic Timbers fanboy. I love that ride so much. Oh man, Mystic Timbers is fantastic. It's really close to Diamondback for me, really close in ranking. So yeah, I can see why you fell in love with that ride. I mean, it's easy to. It's an awesome ride. So Alpengeist isn't my favorite coaster, but I act like it is. Nice. G Money says his connection. See, it's the chat's doing this thing again. Where'd it go? Lost the comment. Says his connection ride is Magnum XL 200. Absolutely. That's bravo. That one's fantastic. Mr. Roller Coaster says I just started my channel. Awesome. Good luck to you in the future. Look forward to, looking at some of your content. So Alpengeist fans' favorite coaster is Phantom's Revenge. I'm passionate about Alpine, Vortex, and Phantom. Okay, cool. Wacky Worms are very intense and re-rideable. Definitely very re-rideable. I'll give you that. Marineland deserves a good future. Absolutely. I think all parks deserve a good future. Even the ones that aren't so great, I see the potential in them where they could do so much better. And I think every park deserves a good future. So, Insane Coaster Junkie, you hit 2,000 subscribers yesterday. Nice, nice. Honestly, I thought you had hit 2,000, like back before I did, but that's good to hear. Congratulations. Uh, very glad to hear that. You deserve it. Your channel is great. You do a great job with what you do and providing entertaining vlogs and good information. So keep it up, and whenever you're ready to get back to it, no rush. So Alpengeist fans also been on two B&M Hypers, Apollo and Diamondback. I prefer Apollo. Yeah, I've been on Diamondback and Intimidator. Intimidator left me underwhelmed for the most part. It was all right, but doesn't rank nearly as high as Diamondback for me. So just trimmed way too much. Otherwise, it might be better. It might be on par with Diamondback, but I don't know. I just love Diamondback. There's just something about that ride. You just reached 10. Nice. Congratulations. Next step 3,000 says Insane Coaster Junkie. Absolutely. There's always a next step. Rings of Earth's favorite B&M Hyper is Nitro. Nitro looks awesome. That's one of the ones I was supposed to be riding this year, so we'll see what happens with that. Chaos says being obsessed with a roller coaster. My riding Raging Bull 25 times in one day. Nice. Raging Bull looks awesome. I think it looks like a great ride. I think it gets too much hate personally. I think it looks awesome, but a ride doesn't have to have tons of airtime to be good. So the only hyper you've ridden is Behemoth, the only B&M hyper. Okay. Looks like an awesome one. Very similar to Diamondback and Intimidator. I mean, not that the B&M hypers typically vary that much, but yeah. All staggered seating, all like the same layout to a T, basically, almost the same. About the same length, height and speed. Thorpe Coaster Photos. Hey, what's up? Helping you guys fan doesn't see Superman lasting much longer. Superman at Magic Mountain he's talking about. There aren't many parts, and Tower of Terror 2 recently closed. Yeah, they actually did get some parts from Tower of Terror when it closed. So that can prolong the life of Superman a little bit more, I think. I think it has a few more years left, but I could definitely see it going next. Mr. Roller Coaster, hi. Sane Coaster Junkie says, "What's the most amount of rides on a coaster in a day? Mine is 61 on Blue Streak at Conneaut Lake Park." Oh wow, I'm surprised it's not Ravine Flyer 2. But mine actually probably is Ravine Flyer 2 actually for me. I rode it like 11 times on my visit in 2018, which is the trip I did like right before I started my channel and I reviewed the ride. I rode it 11 times one day, got the last train of the night. Fantastic. So, but I don't keep track of how many times I ride every coaster though, just to be clear. So, RMC Flying Fish at Thorpe Park. I'm guessing that's a kiddie coaster. You did 50 on Alpengeist in one day. Nice. Chaos says my decisions were good. People just don't like hearing one of their roller coasters could be removed. Well, I mean, yeah, there's that aspect to it. Nobody likes to hear that. Plus, I mean, we have different opinions too, and that's all it is an opinion. So, I respect other people's opinions. It's not like I'm saying they're wrong or anything. Just they're my predictions, and that's all. That's all they are. So, do I think RMC is overrated? A little bit, I think, but not really. I don't know. They've really pushed the envelope. So great things for the industry they've done for sure. The oldest coaster in Ohio used to be Big Dipper at Geauga Lake. That is correct, and I've been on that, and it's fantastic. Rip. My favorite wing coaster, Thunderbird. Look no further than my profile picture. I have been to Geauga Lake quite a few times. I got to visit. I'm very fortunate. I can say that. My favorite coaster at the time when I visited Geauga Lake was Big Dipper. There were 4 there that I did not ride back in the day when I visited. I've gotten to ride one of those credits that I did not get while I was there since then, since it's been relocated, which was Boomerang at Carowinds. But at the time, my favorite in the park was Big Dipper. Although nowadays, if the park was still around and it just had the coasters it had when it closed, Dominator would be my favorite. I rode that again at King's Dominion last year. Fantastic, underrated coaster, in my opinion. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead to some of these answer because I'm getting lost in the comments. There's a lot of them I need to catch up with. I'm thinking of Zumbizi Bay, which is the same property as Jungle Jack's Landing in the Zoo. Sea Dragon opened in 1956. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks for that info. Justin Clark says I'm 18. First large coaster aside from Disney coasters was Canyon Blaster at Adventure Dome in Las Vegas. I'd say California Screaming made me an enthusiast though. All right, nice. Canyon Blaster looks fun. I've heard that's a good aero looper there. Was very upset when Vortex closed, and yes, I'm passionate for my love about aero custom loopers. All right, cool. Yeah, Vortex didn't do a whole lot for me. It was good. I mean, it was all right. I thought it was kind of mediocre. It didn't really do much for me. I didn't think it was bad though. It was fine. I'll definitely miss it in the park. It was a great iconic ride. Matthew Kazad says too scared to get on a hyper. All right, well hopefully that changes soon. Good luck to you. Hey, 808 Coaster Life, what's up? Great channel there. You guys don't know 808 Coaster Life? Definitely go check him out. He has some fantastic content. So big fan of his. Alpengeist fan says there are a lot of Aero Vekoma loopers. I think I'll ride, especially Viper, Tennessee Tornado, and Guderick's. Tennessee Tornado is awesome. I'll just say that. Justin's been on both B&M or both Giovanola hypers and a Togo hyper, but no B&M or Intamin hypers. Wow. You've been on a Togo, but you haven't been on a B&M. That's kind of funny. B&M hyper. Okay. Thorpe Coaster says, If the virus doesn't mess up my plans too much, I'll hit 150 credits by the end of the year. Yeah, I definitely would have been hitting 100 this year and possibly into the 120s. So I would have been getting a lot of new credits. I only have 96 right now. We'll see what happens. I might still get a few new ones. Who knows? Justin Clark says Superman at Six Flags Magic Mountain is probably the most useless coaster of all time. I probably wouldn't say it's the most useless, but I agree it's very unnecessary nowadays at Magic Mountain. I think they just need to clear it out and make way for something better, something more updated. It's just it looks so dull, to be honest, in comparison with all that the park has to offer, you know. What is GP general public? Mm, Um, well, I don't think Dream World gave the Tower of Terror 2 parts to Six Flags per se. I don't think that's exactly what you were getting at, but yeah, I've been told by people much more knowledgeable about Six Flags Magic Mountain that they bought the parts from Dream World. So it'll probably be operating for at least, a while yet. I don't think it's leaving anytime soon. I think it could be the next coaster to go though. So Insane Coaster Junkie, his Ravine Flyer 2 record is 32 times in a day. All right, nice. Chaos says, where'd it go? Where'd it go, huh? Chaos says the thing is, Raging Bull's the worst B&M hyper. The ride is not focused on airtime. You have to ride it looking for a fun time. Raging Bull back row first drop will always get you, though. Yeah, I've heard great things about the air in that last row, so looks like a great ride. I've heard people say Alpengeist could get removed from BGW. I don't really believe them since there's literally no reason to remove it. Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. I picked Loch Ness when in my video. I still stick by that. As much as so many people don't want to hear that, including myself. And it's not going to be removed anytime soon. If people would listen to what I said it's not going to be removed anytime soon, in my opinion. I just think it'll be the next one to go whenever that happens. It'll probably be like 10, 15 years, but you know, anyway. Rings of Earth says your favorite Woody is Thunderbird, better than Lightning Rod. My favorite Woody is El Toro. No, Thunderbird, the B&M wing coaster. Somebody asked what my favorite wing coaster is. Thunderbird at Holiday World. I'm not talking about Thunderhead. I'm talking about Thunderbird. No. Um, Dominator is great. Chaos says, "What is going on with Alpengeist mid-course brake run? It like stops the train." Yeah, I don't know. Some mid courses just like bring you to a grinding halt, and then so I don't know. Who knows? I don't know if it's always been like that. Patrick says, "I like Raging Bull more than Goliath at Six Flags Over Georgia." Oh wow. Okay. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Chaos says, "I like the positive G's on Goliath at Over Georgia." Oh, I've heard that ride looks really intense. That helix and everything. So it's like a great ride. Alpengeist fan says Togo looks like an underrated manufacturer. Their Ultra Twisters look good, and Fujiyama looks very good. I think they do have a lot of their really good coasters they've built are in Japan. A lot of those do look pretty awesome. Fujiyama looks great. Yes, Bandit looks awesome. They've made some really good looking rides. Um, I know they don't have a great track record in America. I think they did. I'll agree with you. I think a lot of people overlook their influence on the industry. I mean, along with aerodynamics, I feel like Togo really pushed the industry in a lot of ways. And even I forget about that. I never really thought much about that until just now. But I think Togo really paved the way for a lot of what my definitely they do deserve some credit for sure. Whether you like their rides or not, you know. Coaster Daddy, are you planning to go to Six Flags parks? I was supposed to go to at least one this year, so maybe. Anthony says, as a coaster fan, if you have a chance to give input to one of the major roller coaster companies, what would a fantasy what would be a fantasy coaster you'd want to build? I would want a B&M 4D coaster. I'd want to see B&M's take on a 4D coaster that could rival X2 and Asian Naka and Dynaconda. That's what I want to see. Hey, coasters and things. What's up? What's happening here? We're just hanging out, just chilling, talking about whatever, talking about coasters, what we're up to, and the like. Open to anything, really. G Money says, do you think Wicked Twister will be removed from Cedar Point? I hope not. Yes, it will be removed in the next few years, I believe. In the next probably like 2 or 3 years, I feel like. Do I think there's an underrated manufacturer? I don't know. I would say maybe Vekoma, but enthusiasts are giving a lot of love to their newer rides. So, mm, I don't know. I don't think any manufacturer is particularly, underrated. Like they don't get any attention or anything like that. Maybe Premier. I don't know. I've never ridden. Well, I've ridden one Premier coaster, Skyrocket, but maybe Premier. I don't know. It seems like Premier just makes. No, I've ridden a few Premiers. Never mind. I've been on like at least 4 of them. But anyway, um, Premier just makes good fun rides. Just really good, reliable, fun, mostly reliable. Anyway, what coaster do I think Thorpe will get? I have no idea. I know everybody wants an RMC there. I don't know a whole lot about the parks in the UK and whatnot, but I feel like an RMC could work there. I don't know what I think they'll actually get though. Coasters and things says wait, where'd it go? I lost it again. Coasters and things says I don't like the SeaWorld Entertainment Parks. I don't think the SeaWorld Entertainment Parks will be removing any coasters anytime soon. SeaWorld's not like Cedar Fair. Yeah, and I explained that in my video too. Like, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. What should Dollywood's next coaster be? A hyper. A mock hyper would be amazing, or a Vekoma hyper. I would love to see those. I think a B&M hyper is probably more likely, but I'd love to see a mock or a Vekoma hyper there. So Togo was an important manufacturer. Without them, we wouldn't have Magnum. Precisely what I was thinking. Absolutely. Coastal Lover says, honestly, don't think B&M inverts are the most rideable coasters just because of how intense they are. Yeah, they're very intense, especially like Banshee and Afterburn. I didn't really have a problem myself rewriting them, but I could definitely see where you're coming from. They're yeah, very intense rides. So Coastal Lover says, I remember one time I rode Montu 3 times in a row. My stomach got a little queasy after that third ride. I can definitely see that. Yeah. What do I think is going to go next at King's Dominion? I still think it's going to be Avalanche. Um, Anaconda, definitely. I think. Let's see. Thorpe Coaster says I think a B&M 40 would be similar to a Hyper with a couple inversions in the mix. I don't think they would be as crazy as the others. And that's the thing. I don't think they would be either. I think B&M's take on it would be much more toned down. Probably still very good, but probably very toned down. But I would like to see them, build something that could rival those other ones in terms of intensity. So, yep, Skyrocket's awesome. I did ride it. Justin Clark says I've ridden more premieres than Intamins. All right. Well, Intamins are cheaper and much easier for especially smaller parks to get, so As a theme park enthusiast, are you kind of surprised that Cedar Fair and Six Flags theme parks chains don't have parks in Florida? I am not surprised because Florida is not their target market at all. They would have no business competing with the likes of, the Disney, Universal, and even SeaWorld parks. So, yeah, they're not going anywhere near that market. No way. Yeah. No way, Jose. Do I remember the chiller? I mean, yeah, I do. I know all about the chiller, yeah. Was never able to, I was too young to actually be able to get out there and ride it and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, Alpengeist fan. I don't think I've ever seen you on here, so it's good to have you. So, Coasters and Things says, "Yes, I absolutely agree with the hyper at Dollywood." Yeah, I think pretty much every enthusiast is probably on board with a hyper, as far as what they want as their next coaster there. So, Dollywood could do a mock hyper like Helix. Huh. Be interesting. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'd be anything like Helix. I think it'd be more like DC Rivals, which is their one of their hyper coasters they've made. But or maybe they'll get a Flash clone. That'd be pretty cool. See that. Or something along those lines. Gary Riggs says B&M by far is best. I wouldn't agree, but B&M is awesome, very reliable, really good rides. So one of the premier manufacturers, and I believe they're in the top 3. So wait, what? G Money just said to me, go to Cedar Point's website, search Ride Warriors itinerary. There is a paragraph in that article saying Hyper, Giga, Strata, and Terra all got their start at Cedar Point. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Ride Warriors itinerary. Demon at Six Flags Great America is a fun arrow. As a roller coaster fan and comic book fan, would be the next superhero you would create a coaster after. What type of coaster would it be? Well, I'm not really a comic book fan. I don't know if I ever said anything alluding to that, but not really a comic book fan. There's so many comic book things out there. I'm just burnt out on like the whole roller coaster superhero thing with Six Flags. I don't know. The only superhero I'm really into is Batman. So, and there's a million Batman rides out there. Coasters and Things says if Dollywood could get a Mack Hyper or even a B&M Hyper, my home park would have an amazing top 2. Absolutely. I think they already have an amazing top 2 as it is. Hey, thank you, 808 Coaster Life. I'll see you around. Have a good one. Justin says before Theme Park Crazy became a huge channel, he used to have streams a few times a week like yours. Yeah, I do recall him doing streams more frequently. Sure, he's very busy and whatnot. His channel is amazing though. And I did see his new video. I know somebody's going to ask. I did see his new video. Remember the catastrophe that was Togo? Yeah, I mean, they have a bad reputation. G Money says there is only one defunct B&M Dragon Challenge, and that is very true. Yep. There is one currently standing but not operating, so that one could potentially be scrapped in the future. But still, their track record is unbelievable. So I've never been to Maury's Piers. Am I a big fan of Wild Mouse roller coasters? Nah. The only parks they really belong in. I don't think any park could absolutely use. I don't think any park could absolutely use a wild mouse. They fit better in some parks, but I don't think any park needs them per se. Cameron says Kings Island is slowly getting better, I think. Man, Kings Island is great. Kings Island is, I mean, one of the best parks out there. I love Kings Island. So, and they are improving, they are improving over time, but I mean, they've always been a fantastic park. What B&M is standing but not operating? Um, it's in, I can't remember the country it's in. It's actually a Batman clone. It's a Batman invert. Um, Let me look it up here. See the standing but not operating one. Okay, the standing but not operating B&M out there, like I said, it's a clone of Batman. It's an inverted Batman clone. Um, it opened in um, it opened in 2004, and it's been standing but not operating since 2016. It's called Lightning, and it's at Kuwait Entertainment Center, which is in Kuwait. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that exactly right, but Kuwait. Yeah. It's a very cool looking actually. The color scheme and the setting and everything, it's actually pretty cool. And it has a really funky station. I mean, the station is just really cool looking as well. The train colors actually look the trains are like exactly like the trains on Talon at Dorney Park. Like the color scheme, it's like exactly the same. But yeah, it's a Batman clone, so nothing particularly special, but just like the setting and the funky station style and whatnot is just really cool looking. It goes over a trench that has some standing water in there, it looks like. But yeah, SBNO since 2016. No idea if that'll ever reopen or not. I don't know anything about that park. So Kings Island's your home park? Nice. Can't get much better than that for a home park. Gary says, wondering if traveling carnivals would get something like a double loop coaster like Conklin shows used to have. Don't know who makes portable looping coasters. Well, there's the old Schwarzkopfs that have been around for a long time. Obviously, Schwarzkopf has been out of business for a long time now. So they're not making those anymore. Portable looping coasters. I don't know. I mean, I think Penfari technically still makes some looping models, probably. I don't know. Not sure who all out there would make a traveling looping coaster. So, besides Florida, Texas, and California, what other states would benefit from a SeaWorld theme park, in my opinion? Well, there used to be one in Ohio, so I'm not going to say Ohio. Um, Man, imagine if SeaWorld Ohio was still around and I still had that to go to. Just think of the coasters they would get, man. Anyway, states that could use a SeaWorld park besides Florida, Texas, and California. Yeah, I'm not sure what other states I think could really benefit from that. Because it seems like they sort of have a lot of their target market that they're going for, the kind of people they want to attract. They have parks in like pretty much all of those places throughout the United States, it seems like. So I don't know. Washington? Where is Olympia looping? I don't know where it's at right now. I don't know. Travels around quite a bit. I would love to ride that though. Hey Ethan, what's up? How about a SeaWorld park in Hawaii? That would be a good market because you're right on the ocean. I don't know about that, honestly. There are no theme parks in Hawaii, so they would have the whole theme park market that could potentially be there. But just because it's on the ocean, I don't think it would necessarily make a good SeaWorld park just because of that. I don't know if that's the kind of market they're looking for. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it'd be too accessible for a lot of people. I don't really know how it would work there. I'm not sure. Ethan says I love Diamondback at Kings Island. I was just talking about that earlier because I love Diamondback as well, actually. One of my favorite coasters. So, what's up, coaster nerd? All right, see you, Chaos. Diamondback is your favorite coaster of all time. Nice, nice. All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. Thanks for joining me once again for yet another live stream. Um, but thank you, thanks for showing up to all these and talking to me and just hanging out. There really isn't a whole lot else to do, so I'm always working on new stuff. Um, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for my live stream of Coaster Cafe. It'll be episode 13. So yeah, episode 13 of Coaster Cafe. That's crazy. Already on episode 13. um, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12 p.m. noon, Coaster Cafe. So I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Stay healthy.